England. To quote Shakespeare's immortal words, this sceptred isle, this jewel set in a silver sea. From the air we see looming up the most blessed sight to any Englishman. As weary of foreign climes, he turns his eyes to home, the white cliffs of the motherland. And nestling softly in their bosom, the ancient port of Dover, the gateway to England. Let us enter its historic castle.
No, don't come in here.
What's that?
Castles are places where people used to live. If you're making a film, show them places where people live now. Dover is not just a gateway, it's a town. For 40,000 of us, it's home. So go and have a look at the town. The castle can wait.
Say, what's biting him? What's this? Aha, I remember. The famous White Cliffs are honeycombed with caves, a positive rabbit warren.
Don't call us Dover people rabbits, mate. 9,000 of us lived here during the war. Go down to the town. See where we're living now.
I'm getting nowhere fast. Let's take a look at that. Well, Captain Webb, the first man ever to swim the English Channel. Oh.
No, I just live round here.
And you want me to look at the town?
Uh-huh.
Listen, you're the third one who's horned in on my travelogue. We say goodbye. The film's over.
No, don't do that yet. There's a lot you haven't seen. 2,260 shells made Dover look like this.
What's that? In 1909, Blériot flew across the channel.
That's irrelevant. This is important.
Not to me.
Oh, yes, it is.
But, oh, even the camera's gone back on me. Okay, it's all yours.
Thank you. Shall we shake on that? Right. As I was saying, 2,260 shells, each a ton in weight, fell on Dover during the 6 years of the war. That shelling, to say nothing of the bombs, earned us the title of Hellfire Corner. No sooner were buildings repaired than they were smashed. Repaired and smashed again. Some were damaged as many as 27 times. September 1944, the shelling stopped, and people started to come back. Soon, there were over 2,000 families looking for homes. Every possible house had to be repaired for them. So,
Okay, I'll take over now. This is Dover's Market Square today. Dover, bombed, shelled, and blasted. After 6 years of ruthless warfare, many thousands are still homeless.
Hey, stop. There aren't many thousands still homeless. Dover's been busy.
I don't see it.
You will. This is where we meet the borough engineer.
We had so much repairing to do that we just weren't able to begin on new housing until June 1945.
But you've been putting them up since?
Well, I think you can say we've made a start.
But where? Where I've been, it's still a shambles. You haven't even cleared the old stuff out of the way yet.
I'm afraid I've been showing him the damage.
Well, the center of the town is badly knocked about. 250 acres, in fact, that could be classed as an area of extensive war damage. I know that if you walk along the sea front, it doesn't look as if we've got down to it yet, but that's deliberate.
Deliberate?
Yes, this destruction gives Dover a great opportunity. This old Regency property, for example, just is beyond patching up.
It doesn't look that bad.
Some of it is still standing, yes, but shell fire has a very different effect from bombing, and it is nearly all structurally unsound. We hope to pull it down. Then again, along the foot of the cliffs, there's a great deal of undignified building. Here's a chance to get rid of that. The old Dover was like many ports. Houses, shops, industry and slums, all rather higgledy-piggledy. Now a lot of that has gone.
And you're going to finish off what Hitler started.
Well, at least we're going to put up something worthwhile in its place. After consulting Sir Patrick Abercrombie and Richard Nixon, Dover has prepared a plan. Briefly, it provides a main road down each side of the valley to carry heavy traffic to and from the harbour. Seafront buildings will be moved back to make room for public gardens. This area will be residential, blocks of flats, hotels and so on. This will be the business zone. Industry will be concentrated here, and the rest which will restore as it was, but with improved open spaces. That's why that area is still as you saw it.
That sounds fine, but it's going to take a long time.
20 years.
20 years? Well, what about the homeless people? They can't wait that long.
Excuse me a moment. Remember, June 1945 was our starting date.
Old Park Hill Corner, 45 traditional type houses. Bunkers Hill, 26 permanent houses. Work started on May 2nd, 1946.
Only 14 of these are occupied yet, but the rest are nearly finished.
Park Hill, progress on all houses well advanced. St. Radigan's, 28 houses, all completed and occupied. Down End, site prepared for 68 traditional houses and building started.
Sometimes we have to wait quite a time for materials and fittings.
50 factory-built permanent houses completed. War damage rebuilding, 21 houses completed, 59 in progress.
Much of this repair work is being done by the mobile labor force and by Belgians who volunteered to come over and help us rebuild our town. Without them, we shouldn't have been able to get nearly so many people settled into comfortable homes.
That's fair enough. But back home in the States, we'd use prefabricated houses. We'd move faster.
Afraid I'm due to meet the mayor. Why don't you chaps come along?
Called this our American colony. 144 houses were sent from the United States, so we arranged them all together. These are aluminium houses made in British aircraft factories, 256 of them.
Take you all in round, Trevor. Down with you. Whoop. That's it. Right, sit down with you.
Must have been pretty hard work building up here. Look at those roads.
We've laid over 3 miles of roads, actually, and 5.5 miles of sewers.
5.5 miles. Then there's water, electricity, and all the rest of it. It looks to me as if you've had a pretty tough job. In fact, isn't it all a bit too much for temporary houses?
Well, we intend to make a permanent estate here later. We bought 198 acres, and our architect has provided for 900 houses, a community center, churches, playing fields, and a tavern or two. Very soon we will begin on the shops.
And when you come to build this permanent estate, the roads, sewers, and so on will be here waiting. I get it. To say nothing of the view. Of course, that's permanent anyhow.
We appreciate it.
Oh, good afternoon, ma'am.
Our friend here came to Dover looking for castles.
Yeah, and what do I find? Prefabs.
It's wonderful to have a place of your own.
Our own? May I introduce my wife? Our home.
Well, you know, I figure an Englishman's prefab can be his castle, too.